You don't say to mama, you don't read though. Says the tracking angel. You don't boast to mama, you don't cut. Now chain you the cut. Okay, now make I use my microscope, scan a reality, scan nigga area biafra phobia mentality. See, set mazin nam the canu free. One war. They don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. Biafra, most I judge a bless Biafra. Chuko kika biama bless Biafra. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. 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 Started in 1804 by Utman Danfodio. Rinom go be to Sokoto. Sa Amadou Bello. They massacred the Hausa, Marigi and Pura. What about the Shua? Zamfara and Adamawa. Referendum is the voice of everyone. Real freedom, Yahweh must be done on the land. Simon, they don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. Biafra. Most I judge a bless Biafra. Chuko Gita Biama bless Biafra. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. 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 They tried by the canories. These reckless foolanis. They conquered the Lorraine. Fooling with them. Fooling. They killing in Benue every day. Niger State and Plateau State. Every day. Who love Middle Bend State every day. Every day. Our move, don't do. Say we move, but now we move. They don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. 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 Most I judge a bless Biafra. Chukwu Kika Biama bless Biafra. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. We know that they are the terrorists, like the man called Shegumi, terrorist. Gabe Sheva Dixinabemi, terrorist. Isa Ali Ibrahim Batami, terrorist. Boko Haram in the army, terrorist. They stop the people from farming, terrorist. Abu Bakr Malami, terrorist. Mainstream media swami, terrorist. Now we have more sellers than buyers. Information minister liar, Mr. like Mohammed and liar. The truth is Biafran's fire. They don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. 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 Most I judge a bless. Chukwu Kika Biama bless. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. Biafra. They can come into Biafra land, one them run them out of do the wall and the one the parafan and run them out now. Run them out now. Yeah. Divided nations, decent, playing their bloody games against Biafra with the AU all the same. What a shame. Such a pain.
Nnamdi Kanu says he goes away. Black people worldwide. Marcus Garvey way. Yes. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, lovers of freedom. Good morning, the world and the lovers of justice. My name is Raphael Chiamaka Jere. I am the acting minister of information. Biafra Republic Government in Exile. Biafra Governing Council, and under the authority of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. And Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our supreme leader, our all in all, our CNC. And I want to appreciate everyone this morning. What began yesterday, it was a kickstart. It's a journey that will only end at the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is not a one-thing outing. No. It is a revolution. It is what? A revolution. And we want to appreciate Yele Sowore for starting this particular engine that will not stop moving until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released and until everyone that is held unjustly is released. A lot of voices are going up, and you don't know what began yesterday. You don't understand. It's a massive move. And I am grateful to God that I'm alive to witness this. At least for the first time, a government that have gone into a banana republic will be forced. Yes, you can say cajoled. You can say pushed. You know, some children, if they don't want to hear word, their parents will spank them. Or some parents, when they misbehave, their children will advise them. Yes, it is vice versa. So that's the issue here. So there's an urgent message from Biafra or BRGIE Governing Council or the conflict resolution under Biafra Republic Government in Exile from the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. A very urgent message to the convener, Yele Sowore, and everyone involved. And I want to bring this message to you. Very, very important that we pay attention as I read through this 2-page memo. If you are watching, please, I want you to share. There are other things going on. I don't know if I will have time to touch on some of the distractions we may be having, but the most important thing are the things I will address first this morning. And then if there is chance or time for any other thing, we will go into that. First and foremost, let's go to this memo from Biafra Governing Council under BRGIE. Thank you for joining me. Please pay attention as I read through. And I want to believe that we can also read, because I think it is large, it is big enough. No, let me leave it like this so that I will be able to go through it well. Now, Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BRGIE Governing Council, BGC, and CRC press release memo. Statement on the Yele Sowore-led peaceful demonstration on October 20, 2025 for the release of Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Biafra Republic Government in Exile issues this statement in response to the event of Monday, 20th October 2025 in Abuja, Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, where citizens, activists, and supporters gathered to peacefully demand the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has remained in DSS isolation cell since 2021 after his kidnap from Kenya by Nigerian government and illegally rendition to Nigeria, and despite court judgments for him to be released. The protest organized by human rights activist Mr. Yele Sowore drew a large crowd of people of conscience from across Nigeria and Biafra. Participants exercised their constitutional and international right to peaceful assembly to lend their support for Mr. Kanu and urged the government of Nigeria to release Mr. Kanu without further delay. Regrettably, credible reports indicate that the demonstration was disrupted by the use of tear gas and live ammunition by the Nigerian security forces. This excessive use of force against unarmed citizens constitute a grave violation of fundamental human rights and endangers public trust in law enforcement institutions. Biafra Republic Government in Exile strongly condemns any act of violence directed at peaceful protesters and asks the government of Nigeria to release anybody detained because of their participation in this peaceful protest. Among those reportedly affected were Mr. Kanu's lawyer, Barrister Ejimako, and his brother, Mr. Emmanuel Kanu, whose arrest caused widespread concern. BRGIE expresses solidarity with all who sustained injuries and calls for immediate medical support and legal assistance for those harmed or detained. The unity, courage, and discipline demonstrated by the protesters remind us that the strength of any nation lies in its citizens, in its citizens' commitment to justice and mutual respect. When people of diverse backgrounds unite peacefully to speak against injustice, they embody the highest ideals of democracy. Biafra Republic Government in Exile extends its deep appreciation to all who participated in the demonstration. Activists, journalists, community members, civil servants, traders, and ordinary citizens who stood up for human rights and fairness. Your actions reflect a shared belief that injustice to one is injustice to all. Biafra Republic Government in Exile calls upon the Nigerian authorities to, number one, respect the court rulings on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and stop the illegal detention and trial. Number two, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. Number three, cease the use of excessive force in crowd control operations because the crowd will still gather. They must cease this excessive force in crowd control operations because the crowd will not give up. You cannot bamboozle them, you cannot stop them, you cannot cause them to withdraw or leave their constitutional right of peaceful demonstration, which is their inalienable right. Number four, comply with international human rights obligations. Number three, release of anyone being held arbitrarily in violation of their rights to freedom of association and assembly. Biafra Republic Government in Exile extends our deepest gratitude to the organizers, notably Mr. Yele Sowore, and to every person of conscience who came out on 20th October to stand peacefully for justice. Your courage and unity are a powerful reminder that when people join together against injustice, positive change is possible. All we are saying is, free Nnamdi Kanu now. All we are saying is, free Nnamdi Kanu now. Hashtag, free Nnamdi Kanu now. Hashtag, justice for all. Hashtag, political persecution. Hashtag, stand for human rights. Signed, Biafra Republic Government in Exile Governing Council, BGC. Thank you, lovers of freedom and citizens of the world, and those that know that these are our rights and we are engaging in it without fear or favor. Thank you. And I am going to be bringing to you, because Yele Sowore was at a news briefing or an interview, I think early this morning, or was it late yesterday? I don't know when this happened, but I see the post and we need to just see this. Very, very important. Please, if you are yet to share this program, make sure you share it. If you are yet to like it, make sure you're doing so that everyone will see. This is coming from the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BGC, under the leadership of Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Right now, let's see what Yele Sowore had to say to Arise News in this meet.
You cannot.
Please. Okay, let's go.
Well, it was not only on social media. It happened everywhere around Abuja. We had six spots where we had thousands of people converge in march. We were at Utako. We were at Apple, which has the largest crowd. We were at Gudu, and we then relocated to the FCT command, where we were tear gas, but we were attacked ruthlessly everywhere we went. What these people are telling you is that you cannot be a peaceful person in Nigeria and get away with it. You can only be violent and get away with it, because if we were terrorists or bandits, as they call them, we could have been walking around Abuja today with ammunition and nobody would come near us.
And that is proven because yesterday we saw a counter protest. We saw a counter protest that were countering what Yele Sowore and his friends and his team were doing. There was no tear gas in their midst. But when anyone gathers and they're talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom, none of them had rocks, none of them had any instruments of violence with them, but they were tear gassed. Many of them were injured. They even fired live bullets. Thank God they were able to escape without bullet wounds, but injuries were there. Injured persons were there. All right. Thank you, Yele Sowore. We have to continue to listen to him. Because if they were terrorists, of course, we have seen terrorists who come out with guns and the law enforcement agencies never go after them. They even take pictures with them. We have evidence of it.
Cannot be a peaceful person in Nigeria and get away with it. You can only be violent and get away with it, because if we were terrorists or bandits, as they call them, we could have been walking around Abuja today with ammunition and nobody would come near us.
Yes.
But fortunately or unfortunately, people like me have chosen a non-violent approach to resolving issues. But that doesn't mean that a generation is not coming that will not accept this nonsense.
But I mean, you know that what happens when these protests take place is that they tend to metamorphose into something bigger. And the government knows that beyond the specific case of Nnamdi Kanu, you and other opposition politicians, he's an opposition politician, you often intend to wake up the spirit of the masses who say, you know, they're fed up with bad governance. I mean, your movement, by the way, is called Revolution Now.
Yes, and I won't deny that. In fact, I think the traction around this particular protest was beyond just Nnamdi Kanu. People are fed up with the system, and they cannot deal with the fact that somebody who hasn't committed any offense known to law, an offense that is triable, that's the way I'll put it, is held in detention. Whereas that same week, the president is pardoning drug dealers, kidnappers and murderers, and Nnamdi Kanu, who you can't establish any offense against, is kept perpetually detained, he's tortured, he's harassed, his lawyers, his lead lawyers were speaking, is in detention.
I have to say that the time is ridiculously long.
Yes.
I mean, upwards of 7 years in detention. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all.
You see, the larger Nigerian nation is itself an open prison. I spent 5 years here over a boat.
So sort of Gaza.
Yeah,
that was
but Gaza is better than Nigeria in some ways.
I wouldn't go that far, to be honest.
Gaza, throughout this period of bombardment, had electricity. so I heard some kind of water supply that you can't get here. The sewage was. I am not in any way saying this. So you don't misunderstand me in the future. But Nigeria is, you can't even define what is wrong with Nigeria. It's like a nation that is at war, with itself and against itself. Yeah. And when you see this happen, what we have experienced with Nnamdi Kanu, with terrorists walking around, the federal government even went and attended the naming ceremony of one of the bandits after they met in Katsina. You would ask yourself, why am I here? Why am I in a country like this? And that is probably why most people call Nnamdi Kanu a prophet, that he saw into the future that this country is not the kind of country you want to have your children in. And there's nothing wrong if you want your own country. This international law recognizes that. If I declare Sowore Republic tomorrow, what are you going to do to me? Arrest me and detain me perpetually? No, it is not done. So what we're saying here, when you see injustice, you know it, and you don't need to be told that the way and manner injustices are handled in Nigeria have colorations. Sometimes it may not be ethnic, but it might be religious, it might be political. I was around throughout Abiola's persecution. Abiola did not declare more than saying, I'm president because I won an election. He died in detention. They kept saying, we were fighting and they said, oh, Abiola is in detention. Abiola is being handled by the courts. It's being handled by the court. He wasn't being tried. The Supreme Court had gone on break. So the same thing that I'm alarmed, and I'm saying this to anybody who is watching, I'm alarmed, I'm shocked that we're in a country where there's anybody who feels what is being done to Nnamdi Kanu is okay. And I
don't know if you're, this is my own point. I'm sorry for stopping this. It is heart-wrenching. It is unbelievable. It is inconceivable. For the like of me, I don't understand how a human being that breathes, that sees the sunlight, that actually thinks, that has brain cells would ever imagine or think or justify what is going on with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't understand it. That's exactly what Yele Sowore is saying. That it beats imagination to imagine that a human being will be alive, actually will be alive to see what Nigeria is doing, how Nigeria is relating with terrorists, how Nigeria is accommodating terrorism, accommodating criminality, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through what he's going through, kidnapped the way he was kidnapped, been held for almost how long now, and somebody will, in his mind, justify it and praise that government, and you will not even be crying that you are part of this society. You are going to see the people that are calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. All of a sudden, Arewa people, Yoruba people, Hausa people, some Fulani people are calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom because it is becoming a shame to anybody that bears the name a Nigerian. It's becoming a stigma on you as a Nigerian. Is a dent that you appear somewhere and they look at you and they say, are you from that country that they say you people went to kidnap somebody from Kenya and you are still holding him after how many years? It beggars belief. It beggars belief. I can't place my... Do you understand? Think about it. If you're a human being, that's exactly what Yele Sowore is saying. And I want him to repeat it again so that you will understand that it is not... These are people that love Nigeria. You need to understand that these are people that love Nigeria. These are people that want Nigeria to go on as a Nigeria. And they see this injustice, they see this evil, they see this wickedness, and they say, what? How can I be a part of this country? How can I be in a country like this? Those are the people you saw on the streets yesterday. You saw them. Mama P, Randy Peter. These are people that are preparing for election in 2027. They were confused. They don't believe that something like this is going on in a country that they are part of. And they want to show themselves and say, look, let posterity speak for us. Let nobody count us among them. Hello? Let nobody count us among them. We are not part of the people that are into this crime. So that if there's any judgment, I will be secluded that I did not participate in this injustice, because there will be vindication. There will be a day of reckoning. And you will sit back and say, because you hate an Igbo person, that's why, yes, let them finish him. I know, if they kidnap him, a big part of people that they kidnap, why must he say he doesn't want Nigeria again? Some will even say let him die in prison. That's listen to what Yele Sowore said.
You know it. You don't need to be told that the way and manner injustices are handled in Nigeria have colorations. Sometimes it may not be ethnic, but it might be religious, it might be political. I was around throughout Abiola's persecution. Abiola did not declare more than saying, I'm president because I won an election. He died in detention. They kept saying, we were fighting in those days, oh, Abiola is in detention, Abiola is being handled by the courts, it's being handled by the court. He wasn't being tried. The Supreme Court had gone on break. So the same thing that I'm alarmed, and I'm saying this to anybody who is watching, I'm alarmed, I'm shocked that we are in a country where there's anybody who feels what is being done to Nnamdi Kanu is okay. You know, and I say this particularly of my Yoruba brothers who make these comments. Some of them even have the audacity to send me messages personally. Oh, you know, they'll be sending you all these videos, you know, because your brother is in power. But I was the only person when Sunday Igboho's house was raided and all his people were, including his cat, was killed. I was the only person in this Abuja who went to the Federal High Court who pushed the DSS out of the front of the courtroom. And that was the day his people were granted bail. Nobody talked about it. Yeah. There are Yoruba activists who went and invaded a radio station in Ibadan. Have you heard about them anymore? Even Sunday Igboho, my brother, is back. He's actually, you know, he's moving around freely. Nnamdi Kanu has never carried a weapon before. Most of these guys have done Things like that. Why are we treating the Igbo man differently? And I'm not saying that to whip up sentiment, because I'm ashamed, of course, of these Southeastern leaders. Because when I was on your show last time, you remember, I was saying that Nnamdi Kanu is being kept in detention deliberately by Southeastern politicians. They showed themselves in the last few days. The deputy speaker was asking people not to join peaceful protests. You know, all the governors kept quiet about it. The Ohaneze Ndigbo person in our head is, you know, is a Wike version of Ohaneze Ndigbo. He's saying that nobody should go out to fight for the freedom of a person who's innocent of any crime. And we are here saying it is normal. It is normal. Even the policemen who were shooting at us today were fighting for them a month ago to get their pension and gratuity. They were the ones shooting at us. They saw me today, came close to me, and they were shooting directly at me. 4 times today, the policemen I fought for. There's something wrong with this country, sir.
Oh my God. There is something wrong with that country. Goodness me. Now, I am going to show you something else. You see, you know, there are people of conscience still in Nigeria. There are still a good set of people that have conscience. Even from Arewa, from Yoruba, they are still there. We don't take it away. I want to show you a post. From this post is from let's see, I think it's a Yoruba this thing. Okay, let's see. Oh my God, help us. Help us. Now this is let's see here. This one is from Arewa, I believe so. Okay, who put no one Nigeria, not one Nigeria, is a one Nigerian Twitter handle. It's one Nigeria. They call themselves one Nigeria. You know, it's a big Twitter page. You can see. They say, let me show you guys something. One Nigeria is what it is called. They say Federal High has ordered Nnamdi Kanu to be returned to Kenya and his detention illegal and unconstitutional, and payment of 500 million. Will lawless Tinubu obey? This is the evidence of where the Federal High Court has ordered. Look at that. That section that is marked here. I declare that the manner of arrest and detention of the applicant in Kenya, his continued detention in Abuja, his subjection to physical and mental trauma by the respondent, the inhuman and the degrading treatment meted out to the applicant amounts to a brazen violation of the applicant's fundamental right to dignity of his person and threat to life under Section 34 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal High Court of Nigeria. This is what came out from a Federal High Court. And then you people are aware, and some human beings are just watching it. And then when we talk about it, they say, you know, he should pay. Pay for what? He should do this, he should do that. I don't, what is wrong with our people? What is wrong with our conscience? Are we, this is another post, you know, from Arewa Group. He said, Arewa Group joins calls for Nnamdi Kanu's release, says detention threatens Nigeria unity. And if there is anything called Nigeria unity, if the Nigeria unity exists or should exist, can't you see that this is actually threatening it? If you look or listen carefully to everything Yele Sowore just said in that interview, you will ask yourself so many questions. That is, if there is humanity still left in you. But that's notwithstanding, I want us to know that what began yesterday is something that didn't stop yesterday. It is something that we must maintain, sustain, and it has to continue. Believe me, it must continue, because if it doesn't continue, that means we are submitting or surrendering to this evil, of this one Nigeria. It has to end. We have to bring an end to this evil going on in Nigeria. And Yele Sowore have said he will announce another date for another protest. for another match. And this time around, I believe that so many people of conscience will join. And this morning, the Daily Trust have reported, all the news will report it. Nnamdi Kanu's protest disrupts Abuja. And I don't know whether some of these news are pleasant in the ears of some people that are, in leadership position. These are your dailies. Nnamdi Kanu's protest. You ask yourself, why is there Nnamdi Kanu's protest? It is there because Nigeria have refused to obey their own law. Hence, there is a protest for Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Nigeria have refused to obey their own law. So if this is not disgraceful enough, I wonder what else is. I wonder what else is. So, for the sake of fairness, for the sake of justice, people should begin to speak up and make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released and anyone that is detained is released, and immediately, without any question again, release Aloy Ejimako, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's brother, Emmanuel Kanu, and anyone you heard yesterday, because they were moving peacefully for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And it is in your own interest. It is in your own interest, Nigeria, that these people are moving around. And in fact, somebody should even be thanking them that they are awakening your conscience. And if there is anything, if there's any cabal whatsoever, wherever it is coming from, whether from outside or from within, in fact, shouldn't this government use the opportunity of these protesters, that this is becoming a shame to your image as Nigeria, and release these people? Release these people. If there's anything that you want to do is to find out, is it really true what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking for? Biafra. Do the people really want Biafra? Then make your whatever, make your own, because we have already done our own voting, our own referendum, self-referendum. You don't accept it, you want to call for another referendum, then so be it. You want to call for a physical referendum, which external, international bodies will actually investigate, then so be it. But to continue to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and hold people because they are saying that they are tired. Who in that country is not tired? Who in Nigeria is not tired? And what they are ending up doing is that they infiltrate our ranks and they corrupt some people that are in position of leadership in our own ranks. I saw a post from Ngozi Arabueze that is validating INEC. She sent a post that is validating INEC, Anambra State. Honestly, INEC is sharing INEC documents in a private group. I don't know whether she posted it on her Twitter handle. And some of the things I'm seeing is actually heart-wrenching. And then you begin to see that some of these people that they are putting into our midst to make people, discouraged, to destroy our resoluteness and our strength of unison. You cannot break us. You can't break us, because we know that with the integrity with which we are fighting for our freedom, we will continue to the very end. We will continue to the very end. This afternoon, I'm going to bring you a lot of surprising message or surprising updates, so that some of you that are still being deceived, you will wake up and you will do the right thing. So I want to appreciate every one of you that joined yesterday. I want to thank Randy Peters. I want to thank Mama P. I want to thank the Flag Boy. I want to thank every one of you. I want to appreciate all. Oluebube, the talking drum. All of you were out there in Abuja. And I want to appreciate the people of Umuahia. Oh my God. I want to appreciate you all. And do you know some people tried to move in Lagos and they were suppressed instantly? People were arrested immediately. They didn't even allow them to even say anything. They picked them up. They just in Lagos. You can just try, you can try it now, but when the revolution is ripe, you will not be able to stop them anymore. because it will not be a combination of many, many things. Because one thing I know for sure is that Nigeria can never get it right with this kind of things they are doing, with this kind of thing. Because if Nigeria wants to get it right, they will begin from this justice system. They'll begin from this justice system. And there's every indication that Nigeria do not intend to do things right. They don't intend to do things right. Because we see all these things going on, the government meeting with terrorists and having photo shoots with terrorists and having peace talks with terrorists and having what they call say Operation Safe Corridor for terrorists in the north. And then those that are, protecting their land in the east, they call them terrorists and they go after them. In our very eyes, we saw an outing yesterday where people are protesting for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There's another counter protest. Nobody goes to oppose the counter protest. They are escorting them, they are protecting them. But if you gather and say anything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they fire tear gas at you. And then, is that how you want to run your nation? Does that give you joy that this is where you come from, that this is your country? No. So thank you very much, and I want to appreciate the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, the BGC. Thank you very much for what you're doing. Thank you very much, the Secretary General of the government, Professor Choma. Thank you very much, our chairman. Thank you very much, every member of the cabinet there. I want to appreciate you, and I want you to know that our Prime Minister will be very, very proud of you, the way you are handling the government to make sure that there is no vacuum. Thank you so very much. And all Biafrans that are supporting BGC and CRC, I want to appreciate you. Thank you so very much. God bless you. And those of us that are doing the needful, there is a group called the 100 Men. Those of us that are doing the needful, I want us to know that you are appreciated. By the grace of Chukwu Kikabia Mapurimi Henile, the 100 Men, we are still coming together. Please indicate your interest to join us, because we will be having our meetings. We'll be having our meetings this coming Saturday. This coming Saturday, after the town hall, we'll be having our meeting, and it is very, very important. The last meeting we had, it was a good turnout, but not completely. We want everyone in that group. If you are in the 100 Men group, please have it in mind that on Saturday, I normally drop the message in the group, because I thought I shouldn't be coming to announce it in the public, because we are already in that group. So I have to announce it now in the public, so some of you that don't check your Telegram will know that on Saturday, 10 p.m. or is it 11 p.m. Biafra time, 10 p.m. Central European time, we will be having our meeting immediately after the fundraising. Immediately after the fundraising, we will be having our meeting. Very, very important. So if you are in the 100 Men group, you missed the last meeting, please do not miss this coming one on Saturday, because issues of importance are going to be discussed, and we're about to do some very interesting things, very impressive things, and you don't want to be left out. Please remember that, and may Chukwu Kabiama bless you all. I will be posting this memo to Twitter so that we're going to share it. But first and foremost, share this video so that anyone that missed it will listen and know when when things are happening. Somebody's asking when, please, when is Simon Ekpa's case coming? I want you to know that everything is in process. Simon Ekpa's case will be coming soon. When the date is fixed, I will be the first to announce it here. Immediately the date for the first appeal will be coming up. I will be the first to announce it. The lawyers are ready. The former lawyer have submitted all his documents, have transferred to the new lawyer, and our Prime Minister is primed for the appeal, and everything is looking very, very good. Everything is looking very, very good. We have regular updates from the Prime Minister. He is fine. He is optimistic that everything is going to be in our favor. Everything definitely will be in our favor. And soon and very soon, we will be singing a new song. We'll be singing a song of praise and appreciation to our Chukwu Okike Abiama. So do not worry, everything is going on fine. Immediately the date is fixed, I will rush out here to announce it. Believe me, the Prime Minister is, primed up. All that we need to fight for this appeal is happening. And please, mind you, anybody asking you, making any donation outside the Biafra Governing Council, telling you donate for the appeal of the Prime Minister, please ignore it. Ignore it. Anybody asking you to make any donation that they are handling the appeal of the Prime Minister, please ignore it. Do not listen to them. We are not making any donation outside of Biafra Governing Council. I have not come openly here to ask you that we want you to donate for the appeal. And we, the Biafra Governing Council, we are actually the ones in charge of this appeal. We are the ones responsible for all the updates you get. And if there is any need for you to make any donation, you should have heard it from me. So I learned that some people are telling you we are the ones handling the appeal. I even saw a ridiculous post that please donate for us to free people in detention in Nigeria. Can you imagine that? I'm going to ask you to donate. And if you go and check the account, some of the accounts are Fulani accounts in the homeland. Taj Bank, they'll tell you donate so that for the freedom of people in the homeland. That's a scam. They want to scam you. There's nothing like that going on in Biafra Governing Council. If you want to know more, please get in touch with us. And then if you have anything to know how the movement is still going on or what we need to do to keep securing our territories, get in touch with me and you can join the 100 men. And apart from that, we don't have an open donation for anything about the appeal of our Prime Minister. There's nothing of such. God bless you all.